All right, today we're gonna be seeing if portals actually make that much of a difference on your RC crawler. For this test, I'm gonna be using a stock axle SCX24 and then a stock portal axle FCX24. And I'll have a link in the description for this truck down below if you wanna go and click that if you wanna find out more about it. But other than that, let's get right into the video. The main difference right off the bat before we even do any testing is you can see here the width of the portals are a lot wider than the stock axles here, and then also the ground clearance, as you can see, is a lot higher on the portals too. So we'll see how much of a difference that makes on my little rock garden. All right, I'm gonna start this off with the FMS coming up over this little peak right here on this rock and see how the axles do going over that. Right over with the FMS, not really a problem for it. I can't tell if it got hung up right there or not. Let's try it again. Oh, just barely misses it. All right, this next line, we're gonna come up over this ridge right here and see how much the portals help, or if they do at all. See right there, you can see that it's clearing that. Oh, hit right there. Now if that struggled getting over that and it was scraping, I know the SCX is definitely gonna have a problem with this. Alright, well it kind of worked around that easier than I thought it would. I don't know if you're really going to notice a difference in a place like this that's set up that has lines to take, but if you're out somewhere and it's just a bunch of random rocks scattered around, you know, sharp edges randomly, that's when you'll really notice the difference with the portals and non-portals, because this will be able to take lines that can't, just based on the clearance. All right, for this next line, I'm gonna come up through this here. It's a pretty tight gap, and we're gonna show the difference in the width of the truck. This can kind of just go right up through the middle, no problem. But with the FMS, you kind of have to take a different angle. See, because now it's that back tire's getting it caught up. It still does it, but it's just the narrowness of this right here doesn't really help out for the width of the truck. One kind of downside with the portals is instead of having that one clipping point in the middle, you know, on the pumpkins, you get these that sit a lot lower. So instead of hitting right here, you're gonna be catching more on stuff that's like down in here, you know, versus here, it's just that low pumpkin and then just flat all the way across until you're inside the wheel. But another good thing about it being wider is, you know, more stability. Doesn't want to flip over as easy with the same center of gravity of the truck. You know, if you were to compare them, this would flip over less likely just because, you know, it's obviously wider. Also with the portals, you know, if you're going for a more realistic look on a truck, obviously that's gonna look more realistic than the portal axles. If you are wondering if you should upgrade the portals or not, it all depends on your situation. If you're getting hung up, you know, a lot on your course or where you drive at. But I think if you're wondering if you need them or not, I don't think you need portals to make that much of a difference. You know, there's other way around it. You know, like some bigger tires and different suspension, you can flex up over stuff differently. And if you're looking for a truck that already is coming with portals, you know, that's a good feature to have on the truck. You know, there's no real downsides with having portals on your truck. I think right here, the width of the portals are gonna help a lot. Just being able to grab on different things. And also like that rock, oh no, now I'm high center, but on this rock right here, you'll see that that's probably where this is gonna get stuck. I guess it's hard to really compare these two trucks because that one just performs a lot better. There you go. Let's see if it gets hung up. All right, I'll move the FMS out the way. Nope, it did it as well. But see right here, I think this also is where it being wider helps. You know, you can kind of go straight at something. Right here where it's getting hung up, the width of the other truck, I was able to pinch the tire against that rock back there, and I was able to use the sidewall of the tire to pull itself up. But right here, it can't do it because the width of them is just not wide enough. And I think it's getting hung up down there. Here's another example for the width of the truck not being beneficial. A little bit smaller width, it kept dropping down into there, but with the same line, this one, the tire will stay on that rock and won't drop down. Ultimately, I think portals will overall be better for rocky conditions. You know, you might not find out right away where the differences are, but you'll eventually see how much better the portals are on certain environments of rocks that, you know, the stock axles or the straight axles just can't do certain things, or they get hung up where the portals just go right through because of the difference in the height clearance. See, in a spot like this is where it helps to have those portals. Let's see if we can. Kind of see where it's getting hung up at. Oh. Versus with the FMS. Just comes right up over it. But at the end of the day, they both have their give and takes, and it's really up to you and your situation and where you drive at. That, I mean, if you're just trail driving, you're not really gonna notice that much difference in the portals, versus if you're in like a big rock garden, that's where you'll notice the most in the portals, different lines you can choose and take. But yeah, I think they're both great options, but it just depends on what you're looking for.